So SDF put out a patch put out a message this morning that says we plan to release hotfix 25 sometime December 21 UTC. It may change depending on preparation conditions. So historically, whenever they do these patches, when they say it's going to be UTC on a certain date, it's by like 11:59 p.m., like 23:59 GMT. So by their time in Korea, that will be when they get to the office on the 22nd, would be around the time that they look to release it. They always do it like first thing in the morning, but them saying that it could take longer and being delayed is them, kind of saying in advance, for the first time that I've seen them do this, saying in advance that they could do it later, right? The thing is I'm basing what this patch is based on the last note that SDF said. For this week, it's coming out this week, a rotation of the number of players entering each dungeon will be applied. So it's not going to be like anyone can queue on any map of any varying party size. It will be a rotation. So you have your map, right? So it's going to be like Crypts will be solos for 30 minutes. And then Ruins will be trios, and Goblin Caves will be duos for 30 minutes, right? And then it will switch. And then this will be trios, this will go back to duos, and then this will be back to solos. And then it will switch, right? If you're a solo or a duo, you can queue on the trio map anytime you want. You just won't be able to run trios when it's Howling Crypt's turn to be solo. You see what I'm saying? That's how they're setting it up. So it's going to be a round robin deal. However they rotate it, that's what they're doing, right? Everybody on the same page? So couple of things. If you're going solo on Crypts for that duration of time, you're probably not going to be able to farm a boss unless you make friends when you're running in the dungeon. You could try to make friends and see if you all could take down the bosses like solos using in-game VoIP and stuff. It will probably increase the instance of people trying to Q snipe being cheeky, because they're going to try and use a loophole that says, well, if we're not killing people in PvP, but we're meeting up in the dungeon to go down to HR boss room and do that, and we're only PvEing and we're not teaming up on other players, then it should be fine, right? Because the rule was, if you're doing it for the purpose of engaging in PvP. Now, whether or not they end up cracking down on that, I don't know. But it definitely raises the question. The other thing is, if they do play by the rules and people don't end up teaming up, it will slow down boss kill rates for the, whatever duration of time that Crypts isn't like a duo or trio map. I think on duos, it's fine. Crypts is probably fine. Obviously, on trios, it's fine. I think solo is going to be tough unless you're like a warlock running warlock on normals or something, and you end up getting a piece of healing gear while you're running it. Goblin Caves for duos and trios is going to end up being trivial as shit, and I think it will speed up progression rates for people that perpetually run in teams, because as the trio map or the duo map ends up cycling, when you end up on the maps that aren't traditionally geared for that, you'll end up getting quest progression on stuff where you would have had to otherwise do it alone on places like Goblin, right? Or if you perpetually run in a trio and now you can do a trio on Ruins, you can kind of clear the map faster and everybody gets credit for kills and stuff. So I think that will speed up the overall quest progression, but the boss stuff will be slower. That's what I think is going to end up happening. But that's how the map rotation works. Okay, so that's how the whole thing is going to work. I think it's good overall. I actually think this is good overall because it allows people to play Crypts as a solo in a way that isn't necessarily all about ratting in the storm, and if you're a fighter bringing 15 campfires with you, and then you use your second wind, kill a couple of things, and then you make a campfire and sit and rest for a while and then do it over again and loot. Or if you're a bard playing tranquility and doing the same thing, or if you're a cleric who's the king of it, doing the same thing, or if you're a warlock with a bunch of plus healing, doing the same thing and leeching health off of your Hydra and shit. Instead of all the avoidant gameplay, it gives people that want to run solo an opportunity to be able to do that on other maps and not feel like they're being outclassed or being bullied by larger teams. So I think it's good. I think it's a good thing, and I look forward to it. I don't know if there's anything else that they're going to try and sneak in on this hotfix. We'll have to see. Maybe there's some balanced stuff in here. Overall, I think the game feels pretty balanced at the moment. I think Rangers still hit way too hard when it comes to headshots, but we'll cross that bridge when the devs eventually get around to actually playing the class for more than 10 minutes and not get bored. Maybe they'll hire somebody that wants to play a Ranger. I don't know. But that's what's happening.